Welcome back to the show. We are at the Cheese Encounter, and we're getting super cheesy here with Matt. How you doing, Matt?
Good. How are you?
I'm awesome. So you've tried a cheese with Janice. Now we're going to try a cheese.
You're up.
What kind of cheese is this?
Right here we've got Manchego Fermier. So a lot of people at home are maybe familiar with seeing Manchego in the grocery store or have tried it before at home. This is a Spanish sheep's milk cheese. The milk is unpasteurized, as with another one we tried earlier, which means they don't cook it to a certain heat. I find it adds a lot more extra flavor in the finished process. So what makes this one interesting and different from the typical kind of Spanish sheep's milk manchegos that you'll see in the grocery store is that this is actually aged for an entire year longer. So it's quite a bit drier, and I find it's got this really sort of tart, acidic flavor to it that's really unique and kind of makes it one of our more, everything we have here is special, but it adds a little bit of extra kind of...
Ne sais quoi?
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you.
Now, how do they make this cheese? Like, what's the process?
So when they're making cheese, what they first do is the farmers will have their own animals. So they would have a herd of sheep and they milk them and they get a certain amount of milk. It takes a lot more milk to make a wheel of cheese than, I mean, it's not just like 4 liters of milk. It's tons and tons of milk. So they cook that all down. They add some natural coagulants and begin the cheese making process. So they will firm it up and let it dry out in a mold, and then they let the cheese age in a kind of sort of like room temperature cave almost. Whoa. And so they let it sit and they watch them and tend to them for as long as they want to let them go. So this has been sitting around for about 18 months right here.
Wow, you gotta have patience.
Exactly. A lot of patience is required.
Oh, man.
And then you get the product.
So what's on the outside of this cheese?
The outside looks a little bit kind of interesting. This is actually created from the mold that the cheese was formed in. So not mold.
Like a tire.
Yeah, totally. You could strap that onto your car if you need to get home a little quicker. So yeah, this is actually just the shape of the basket-like mold that the cheese itself is formed in.
Okay. And this is sheep's milk cheese, Manchego.
It is.
What does Manchego mean?
You know what? I'm not too sure, to be honest with you. It's the name of they have given to the cheese. So
okay.
You know what? I actually don't know the origins of this one. There's
but homework for you.
Exactly. Maybe you at home can check that out. Let us know.
Google. Let's try this.
Sure, it sounds good.
All right. Oh, it's got holes in it, kind of.
Yeah, it's quite airy and dry. You want to try that out?
Yeah, I do. Mmm.
Very tart. It almost tastes like wine, I find.
Like wine. Kind of. Tastes like cheese. It tastes really good. It's drier. I really like that. I'd like that with crackers on anything, really.
Yeah, definitely. It goes nice with any sort of cured meat, too. If you drizzle a little bit of nice olive oil over top of that, too, you know what? You can't go wrong.
What about a grilled cheese? What's the best meat or cheese for a grilled cheese sandwich?
For a grilled cheese, you're going to want to go with something that's really, really nice and melty.
Like a Gruyere?
Yeah, something like that would be great. A nice Gouda cheese would be great. Anything from the local cheese farms, great. It's always nice to use local products and the best products you can.
Too hard?
This is a little bit too dry, I would say, and not maybe the best for melting. Gotcha. I find that a lot of the kind of more aged cheeses like this with that sort of strong flavor are best enjoyed just as they are, and not necessarily to cook with, just because it kind of lets the actual flavor that's been developed shine a little bit.
I'm tasting this one after. Like, it's got like that, I don't know, in my throat. It's really good. Like, is it sharp? Is that a word?
Yeah, it's definitely on the sharper side for sure. And the more that a cheese ages, the more intense the flavor is going to get. So what's happening is there's moisture leaving the cheese itself. So it's concentrating all that flavor in there and kind of firming it up. And
gotcha. Awesome. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
That was delicious. Manchego.
Glad you enjoyed.
Manchego cheese. Stick around for a go.